So I've been alluding to this church that I got kicked out of. I've already been kicked out of a bunch of them. They don't do it the biblical way, Matthew 18, fully in front of the whole church. I actually know a church that did that to some guy because they wouldn't say that Jesus is the Lord, obviously. I love cracking my neck on video. Obviously, I always say Jesus is the Lord, and that really kind of aggravates people. And of course, I preach the gospel more than most churches combined. And obviously, my ministry is setting everybody free. Drug addicts just drop their drugs and all this fun stuff. So anyway, what happened? I've been alluding to. I've been wanting to make a video about it, and I just get so caught up on other things. Maybe this is a good time as to why I'm making this video, because I've been taking some shots at people for keeping the churches closed. Thank you. Shout out to Rodney Howard Brown. Thank you, man of God, for keeping your church open that Sunday. And yeah, it was smart to keep it closed next time, because it would just, the numbers of people that would be there. Forget about social distancing. Okay, social distancing is not God. God is love. God is peace. God is joy. Poise. God is poise. God is gentleness. And that's the thing, God is gentleness. All right. So, and I see the gentleness thing, calmness. Okay, they're gonna kick you out. There were times I'd be like, you don't want me to come around here because I bring my black friends here. Really, I could fight that, and I've done that. So, all right, that was back in Cleveland, but this is in Bradenton, Florida. Don Sturiano was a pastor of Kingdom Life. A man named Jared Jacobs. I don't remember his last name. I met him when I was preaching, okay? Maybe it was like August or September 2018. And of course, I started going to church there. And I got to the point whereby we're in an area where there's a great mix of people. So you'd think there'd be a lot of Latinos and beautiful supremacy, blacks there, right? But it's like mostly white. And there's a lot of course, as usual, the single women hiding out at the church thing, because he likes this thing, he likes these, they call themselves mothers, but they're not mothers, they're just hiding out from the father of their children. So obviously, I go in, I do where it is just I speak life, health, and it really pisses people off what I say about nurses and doctors, a whole industry. You don't trust doctors? Look at me, my health, perfect, the best you're ever gonna know ever. And of course, I've already been through things, multiple sclerosis. They saw this, and I was limping severely when I went there. And I kept progressively getting better. I was supposed to get better when you have these neurological diseases. And that pisses off I still have a little bit of a tan. I'm up here in Ohio now. I've been away from the sun for a long time. I'm looking outside a lot, so I keep looking to the side. I admit it's pretty. It snowed a lot. We got quite a snow covering. Oh my, I can't say this. I just said that 34-letter word. So they're getting offended by that, and they like John G. Lake, which I love. John G. Lake. They've got a healing room down the street, and they support it. John G. Lake blasts. This is just check out John Graham Lake, born in 1870. That's the man I'm talking about. He blasts doctors. He says you going to a doctor is no different than, a person going to the local bar to, drink away their. Just look it up. It got some great books. There's a book called Healing by John G. Lake. It's all divine healing, okay? And anyway, they didn't like the fact that I was so divine. Divine. Another issue is, I got to the point whereby I wasn't going to the actual church. I noticed my portfolio would drop. This never happens to me. I made a comment to somebody that my portfolio was dropping. And I'm in the house of God. Wherever you're with me, I've got all 1, 2, 3 layers on. You're gonna prosper. you think of it, you're going to prosper. No, not there. It didn't happen to me. So anyway, it was the 13th of January. What's the actual date? Let me see here. I think I got the phone call the 13th. I didn't get it because I was on the road, so I called him back, and I'm like, he called me aside on that Sunday. So I just gonna talk to you. He asked me for my phone number. What was your name? He forgot my name. So, and there was issues with regard to my non-support of the education system, college, high school, everything, public, all this public education stuff. So he called me aside. I wasn't going to the actual church service. He said, I want to give you a call and talk to you about something. I'm the man who immediately sets people free by words. You know, they're talking about John G. Lake and his great, and they're with him. They like Bill Johnson too. I like Bill Johnson. He's alive in California. There's a lot of his ministry that I like. Don't get me wrong, we talk about bad things and doctrines we don't agree with, but so he calls me up and he gives me an ultimatum. This is a crime. This is a guy who is the chaplain at Bradenton Police Department. We need you to make a decision. You're either going to stay or you're going to go. We need you to come to the services. I would just come to the early time where they all just kind of sit around. And then before that, I'd go to the prayer room for up to an hour. I just sit there, and if I feel led to say something, I'll speak out a word of healing, or an issue of person having new desires for drinks, water, instead of the alcohol that somebody might be doing. A child might be going through. Maybe the child's in their 40s, like I'm 40, or even like a sister or brother of somebody, or whatever the case might be. Even a child might be in their 20s or in their teens, whatever. I'll speak stuff out, whatever the case might be. And then I just left. I'd go to the beach or something. And they got offended by that. Said, Jason, you either got to go to service or you just don't come here. This is a guy who's collecting money off of people. That's coercion, people. It's a crime. They're hurting financially. They've got a huge mortgage loan on that building. So that's how I got kicked out. He called me on the phone. We didn't. Oh, by the way, we were gonna talk, and he goes, just stop right now. We're not gonna discuss anything. No arguing. I didn't even have anything to argue about. It's the kind of person he is. And they've always known that. I'm 5'6", y'all. 130 pounds. Perfect body, yes. But I'm harmless. People go there with their guns to the church. I want another thing too. I banned the whole gun thing. I don't say much about this stuff. You say something to me, I just love on you. Speak words of life. So that's how that happened. And I'm proud of it. I was already out of the... When he called me, I was actually at this McDonald's. No, I was just at the McDonald's. Maybe I was in the parking lot or something. I called him back on that Tuesday. I missed his call on that Monday. I must have been driving. So I was in Orlando. There's this really cool McDonald's I went to by accident. It's like right off the interstate where I was going across I-4 eventually, and this McDonald's was like 3 stories. It's one of those kind that like I have to talk more about this McDonald's, but more in the situation. It's got these little games and stuff because it's like one of those. It's a whole like Disney World thing, attraction kind of thing. It's just radical, man. It's really cool. So we briefly talked about that for maybe 7 to 10 seconds. Yeah, I was at the McDonald's. When you called me, blah blah blah. So anyway, it was a clean conversation, but except for the whole threat thing. You're either gonna come to service, or you're out of here. We don't want you around here. You gotta be inviting to people. And anyway, what's funny is the following week I was driving down, looked at the sunset on the other side. This was probably I guess 19th or something, January. I saw a woman looking at the sunset. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? I don't like. It's kind of awkward for me to preach to women because I'm so sexually active with women, and everything. So we ended up talking. Her name is Michelle. She's a pastor of Jensen Beach Community Church. So I started interrogating her. Would you kick somebody out of your church for under no circumstance, under no reason I would kick somebody out of your church? Here I am, a porn star. That's the reason to kick somebody out of your church. I think, right? It's supposed to be sinful to do that kind of stuff. To be transparent about your sex life. You don't do that kind of stuff as a Christian. So I was excommunicated from the kingdom life. And yeah, Jared, I was preaching down at the Riverwalk in Bradenton, really cool place. And I ran to him, and he was preaching through his lifting exercise ministry. Okay, down there. That's how we met, and he liked it. And look, they've got a lot of great stuff. They're big into healing, just speaking words of, kingdom life. They know what's up. They've got good doctrine. But it's the whole, dollars thing. When I go preach anywhere I am, I don't need dollars to pay for my building to preach my gospel anywhere I am. It's usually public. Beaches, sidewalks. Yeah, I've preached obviously in courthouses, federal courthouse, state courthouse, I got it again. So anyway, this is fun. This is a lot of fun. And obviously I know that they're regretting it. They're all about the one night stand kind of preach, one night stand gospel. One night stand sermons. You come here one day, if you don't like it, abort it, leave. They're big on abortions. They don't realize it, but they are. Abort, abort, abort. And it's not abortion, it's extermination, by the way. It's killing. Everybody's always aborting things. I'm about to abort this video when I have more to say, Even though I have more to say, I'm going to abort it. Because I don't know what else to say right now. I'm kind of getting to the end. I'm just excited to get it out there now to you. So I guess this is it. How it went down, and it was fun. There's more coming too. And by the way, at that time, I was done with churches anyway. I don't really care. That's why I wasn't going to the service. You know what? I really don't care. I realize that these people are so racist. They go to these churches and they're angry and they're anxious. They're into the world, schooling, doctors, not taking care of themselves instead of having somebody else. They need a leader, a pastor, instead of just living their own lives. So I was seriously, I was done with it. I really don't care. I'll love on you, whether even though you're at the church thing, whatever.